Hello and welcome to Wendell's Guide to soloing Muru in Sunwell as a hunter. So this is actually ironically the hardest boss to solo. You want to get as much DPS as possible on Muru to begin with, and then from there, there's going to be multiple sets of ads that spawn. The first set is humanoids, 3 in the front, 3 in the back. From there, you want to kind of like circle around and MD all of the ads onto your pet. And if you kind of like circle around and do it correctly, you can actually like MD all of the ads, or at least most of the ads. The second ad that spawns is a Void Sentinel. He doesn't have a lot of health, and once you kill him, he'll spawn a bunch of little void spawns, which don't have a lot of health either. The third thing that spawns is you just saw Dark Fiend. Those spawn from the center, and those you can actually feign death and they'll disappear. So do your best to save feign death for that ability. And otherwise, it's just a matter of rinse and repeat. You're gonna have humanoid ad spawn, then you're gonna have Void Sentinel spawn, and it's just alternating between the two. Pretty hard because you have to contend with so many ads, and you don't want to have like, the problem is you don't want to have all the ads on your pet and just focus on Muru. If you focus on Muru, you get overwhelmed with ads. If you focus on only the ads, you'll never get any DPS on Muru. So it's a matter of just alternating between them. So do your best to get as much DPS in Muru as you can. I like to usually have like 2 sets of ads on my pet, and once a third set of ads spawns, I'll go ahead and start DPSing all the ads down and clear up all the ads. That's usually how I like to do it, but occasionally it can still get kind of messy. So you can see this third set spawn, and it's actually going to get really messy here. I'm doing my best to try and circle around the ads and around my pet so I can kind of AoE them all onto my pet. But even so, it still gets pretty messy. I end up using my deterrence here. I'm like, help! You don't want those Dark Fiends to touch you either. They'll do a lot of damage if they touch you. But yeah, just do your best to MD the Void Sentinels. The Void Sentinels die, try to have enough focus so you can MD their mini spawns. Once Muru does die, he'll transition to the next phase, and you want to do your best to clear up all the ads during this phase. Make sure you keep Menpet rolling. You'll also want to make sure you misdirect the boss as soon as it spawns onto your pet. And once that happens, do your best to just misdirect all of it. Try and clear up all the ads. Now, this phase, you're going to have little void circles that spawn on the ground. They'll spawn little ads, Dark Fiends, and so you just want to kill the little ad Dark Fiends. Other than that, do your best to avoid getting close to Entropius. Don't stay in the dark zones, obviously. And you can see the little orb that follows you around. You can kind of see it to my left on the screen. Basically, the orb, which is not the Dark Fiend, but that little orb right there. If you get too close, you can see how I'm actually being thrown around. That orb will literally just throw you around, which will limit your DPS, and it also does a lot of damage. So this is pretty much a DPS race, because you're getting constant damage here. So you just want to do your best to make sure you misdirect, make sure Menpet's rolling, and just do your best to DPS Entropius down. It is definitely the hardest encounter in Sunwell, if not all of BC. Definitely one of the harder, if not the hardest, in all of BC. So hopefully you found this guide helpful, and thanks Steve Nash for showing us how to solo it to begin with. Thanks for watching, and just remember, just keep alternating between DPSing the boss and DPSing the ads. You just have to kind of control the ads. Very, very difficult encounter, so hopefully you get it down, and